Hello, hello. I'm just gonna wait, but I am here.
Hello, 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 hello.
Whoops.
I'm just gonna wait,
But I am here.
hello.
There we go. Hey, Gigi of 3. How are you? Good to see you. It usually takes a minute to get a few in here, so I'm just sitting and waiting. I hope you are well. Doing okay. Okay. I'm a grandma of 4. So if you're I'm assuming great grandma of 3. One day I'll be that. What is it, Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. Let me look. I've got some things to say about the Brittany J of it all. Probably won't be real popular, but oh well. I just don't give a fuck anymore. Oh, Grandma threw the other G's for your name. Gotcha. Grandkids call you Gigi. Okay, that's what I was wondering, if the grandkids called you Gigi or if you were a great grandma. So that answers it. Yeah, I just had my 4th a few months ago. My first granddaughter. I have 3 grandsons and a granddaughter. So, oh well, it's right. I can't stand her. Yeah, um, it's gross. It's definitely gross. And all the congratulations and oh that's it's a blessing and blah blah blah. It's fucking hey tripper. Gonna listen for a bit. You're still working, okay? Um, yeah. Anyone just had your third now, one girl, two boys. Very nice. Congrats. Um, yeah, I think, because last week I was just listening to a bit of her live from last night and she's fucking nodding out. What in the fuck is a blessing about this? What in the actual fuck is going on? I tried. I waited 3 days before. I think it's been about 3 days. I don't know. Feels like an eternity because I was fucking irate, and people say, why do you care? Irish, why do you care? You know what? I care because in my 30 years of drug use, I've seen some shit. I've been in crack houses where I've seen mothers who don't give a fuck, that don't give a fuck if their house is dirty. Don't give a fuck if their kids are fucking up in school. Don't give a fuck how many people they have in and out of their house. Don't give a fuck about a drunk, fucking wandering around the house 24/7. I've seen this shit. And, I've made some reports in my day. Well, let's just say that, because I've in person with my eyeballs seen some shit. And to see, and then people always say too, or actually Brittany J will say, you don't know what goes on in my house. Yes, we do, bitch. Yes, we do. And we've not only heard you countless fucking times and seen with our eyeballs. Yeah, I just heard that too, Laura. Seeing with our eyeballs, okay? Seeing with our eyeballs, nodding out on camera, okay? Mid-sentence. You're not gonna fucking convince me that water's fucking dry. You're just not gonna do it. Because when you fucking know. Okay? And it doesn't take a fucking rocket surgeon to fucking figure out that she's fucked up. Okay? So when I hear, oh, it's a blessing. Oh, and how dare you? Using her fucking baby as a sword and a shield already, it makes me want to fucking vomit. It makes me want to vomit. And I've got some knowledge also about, I mentioned this to Laura in her chat a couple days ago. I was married for 20 years, had 3 kids, and my husband left us for someone half my age, 20-ish, and started a whole fucking second family. All right. So when Brittany's son when Brittany's asking her son what he thinks about the baby, and he says, as long as you don't treat us different. Hey, Ellie, that really resonates with me because I had the first family, the first family that had to watch their dad, wonder where the fuck he is, and then find out he's having not 1 but 2 children with another person, but don't come around and don't pay his fucking child support and is out there fucking getting high and fucking living his fucking best life without them. I had to pick up the pieces for that. I did. My children, they will pay forever, in one way or another. Great to have you here, Ellie. Good to see you. I saw you in Discord today. So you can't tell me that not only do her 2 boys feel some kind of way, because that's just natural for kids to wonder if a new baby is gonna, take away from the little bit of fucking interaction they get from her. Sorry, I'm gonna yell. So if it bugs you, I ain't sorry, but you might want to go. So, they already, are fucking told to go away and fucking listen. Told, they're neglected for the internet for one, and their mom is fucking high, their dad's drunk, and this is a fucking blessing. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. I mean, really? I think it's like, I think, it's fun to, talk about, baby names and, I need the instantly fucking grifting, instantly. What in the, no fucking shame whatsoever. None. It's probably been fucking killing her that she had to wait this long to fucking grift. I guarantee it, because I'll guarantee too that she only waited this long to tell anybody. It was because first of all, she let all her fucking people know. She rattled them off how many people she fucking told, thinking someone else. She's gonna let someone else put it out for her. Prove me wrong. I'll let someone else put it out for me because I already know the fucking backlash that I'm gonna get. Because everybody's already accusing me of being high and Craig's a drunk and we're neglectful parents and we have CPS over here. You think that she is not afraid of fucking CPS? That's why she hasn't said shit. That's why. Oh, no doctor? Well, that's no shocker. Hey Sly, what's going on in here? Irish is yelling. But I guarantee you that she's afraid of doctors and CPS. That's the only reason, because I've been watching people in chats for months. Is she pregnant? Is she not pregnant? Oh, hell no, she's not pregnant. She'd be grifting all this time if she was pregnant. Fuck yeah, she would be. It took her about 30 seconds to fucking talk about a registry. Shut the fuck up. And Craig, I got plenty of money. I got a lawyer. I'll get a lawyer. You got fucking money. You know what? These people would not know fucking true struggle if it fucking walked up and slapped them in the face. I mean, try being married for 20 years, raising your children while your husband supported the family. Okay? So from 20 years old until about age 40, I was a stay-at-home mother. I did all the things. My kids were involved in shit. I did the cooking, the cleaning, the fucking running. He did some of the running. But, I did it all. That was the kind of life that we wanted. But then, all of a sudden, he decides, he's having a fucking midlife crisis, and off he goes. Hey, Rock Jim. Off he goes, okay? So, not only am I fucking gutted, I got 3 kids, because fuck if they're going to be anywhere but with me. That was an understanding from fucking jump. Anything ever happens, these kids are with me, period. Okay? Because I would never fucking walk away from my children, no matter how fucked up I was in the head. Okay? Because guess what? After 20 years of living with abuse and living with fucking, you get a little funky in the head sometimes. The depression and the fucking, it gets hairy. Okay? So, but even, despite all my troubles, I had my kids. I took care of my kids. I managed to, after not having any fucking skills, beyond being a fucking cashier when I was younger, like doing cashier jobs or receptionist, entry-level shit. I had to figure it out on my own because there was a time where he was so far, he owed me 10 grand in child support. He was so far fucking behind because he was out getting high every day and had no job and didn't give a fuck about me or his kids. Didn't come around. That's struggle. That's fucking struggle. You know? I mean, not to mention after raising a whole fucking family, doing all the things, having a car payment, insurance, rent, fucking food, fucking all the natural grown up shit. After 20 years of that, all of a sudden, boom, bitch, you're on your own. And you got to try and find a fucking place to live that's big enough for you and your 3 children. And you got to keep your shit together and make sure your kids are going to school and doing okay. And you're going to sit and you're going to wait till they go to bed. Then you can sit and cry and fucking fall apart if you want, because that's what you do when you're a fucking parent. You fucking fake it till you make it. All right. So it took me a while to get my shit together, but I did, and I'm stronger for it, So struggle. These two, Craig's lived in the same fucking house all his life. Never a fucking rent, no rent, no fucking, probably no car pay. I can't imagine they've ever had any fucking real responsibility in life. We'll figure it out when it gets here. That's how these people live. It's quite obvious. And people say, well, geez, Irish, how do you know anything about them? How do you know anything about their life? Well, because there's context clues in every fucking live they do. All right? It doesn't take a genius to see. And when you've been looking at people like this for a long fucking time, or when you've been a person like this for a long fucking time, all right? So let's talk about but getting pregnant while you're in active addiction, because that's fucking brilliant. That's brilliant. You know what? When my son was born, he had to spend a couple weeks in the NICU. All right? I would go drop my girls off because he's 12 years younger than my girls. Okay. So I would get up in the morning with postpartum depression. Okay. Bad. I would get up in the morning, get my girls to school, go to the hospital, sit there all fucking day with my son in the NICU. And I would sit there until my husband would pick up my girls from school, bring them to come see their brother, and then take them home. And I would go home 7, 8 o'clock at night, and we'd get up the next day, do it all over again. That's how we lived. But while I was sitting in that NICU, 2 beds over from my son was an addicted baby. He wasn't the only one. I would say 75% of that NICU were addicted babies. All right? That baby screamed and screamed and screamed and screamed all fucking day and probably all night. I'm guessing all night too. Because pain, you know what? Withdrawal is painful. It is the worst fucking pain and bullshit you'll experience probably like ever. It's up there with probably my cancer was less painful than withdrawal was for me. I don't know other people's experiences, but it's fucking painful. Okay? Every fucking bone in your body hurts. Every cell in your body is screaming out for what it needs. And it's awful. And this baby's mama wasn't around, didn't bother coming. Who knows? I don't know where she was. Daddy wasn't there. Nobody was there for this baby. Nobody even would. I had even asked if I could pick up the baby. I wasn't allowed. Not my baby. So I wasn't allowed because I wanted to just give that baby some comfort. Nobody to hold it, nobody to fucking care. Okay? Every 4 hours, nurses would come and do their cares where they would change the baby's diaper, give it its fucking morphine, because that's what they give opiate addicted babies, morphine. Okay? And baby would quiet down for a little while. But never will it take that shit away. All right, so this is what an addicted baby looks forward to, no matter what, no matter what. All right, so to everybody around here is just fucking pretending that this isn't what the fucking reality is. This is the reality. All right, this is the reality of what's going on with her. This is what's going to happen, and if I'm sorry, I can't be happy for that shit. We saw pictures of your fucking kitchen. You know what? You can say your kitchen was gutted, Brittany. What about your fucking ceiling? What the fuck, man? I mean, what the fuck? And they just, and I knew a woman. I knew a woman who was just like this. Played dumb and acted like, well, what do you mean? Who, me? Oh, that's not true. You know who that woman was? She was my mother-in-law. And she fucking lived like this her entire life. Died, this woman. She died in her denial. She died, my husband, God rest his soul, he's dead now, so I can say this. My husband was severely sexually abused for 7 years by her husband, his stepdad. All right? To the day she died, she denied it happened. For 7 years, nightly. Okay? That's the depth of this woman's denial. And this is what I see. This is what the type of personality I see. Because you know what? To admit anything would have reflected badly on her. And she was all about appearances. All about them. I just, as long as she would deny it, it didn't happen. And that's her little world of delusion that she lived in. Oh, yeah. And I'm sorry, I'm not even reading, even though, but whatever. it just makes me ill. It just really does. So and 3 children that you didn't raise. I mean, for me, like I've already explained, over my fucking dead body, would that ever fucking happen? How, if you're, this may not be popular, and I'm sorry if I offend anybody, but as a mother, if you are the type of mother that can just walk away from 3 children and let somebody else raise them, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. No fucking way should you be having 3 fucking more. I mean, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with her? And that, and then acting, this is a big surprise to her, this pregnancy. Really? Really? Because I had a surprise baby. It wasn't all that surprising. But I also was a very active parent, as was my husband, and we did all the right things. And but if, oh God, a woman who has 5 children should know how to prevent a pregnancy. No? Can't afford Christmas. She can though. She can though, right? She can afford Christmas. It's just a game to her to get up here and have other people pay for it. That's all. It's just, she will not pass up an opportunity. So for the next 3 fucking months, she's gonna have a fucking ball. She's gonna have a ball, y'all. And it's disgusting. She uses her other children as a shield and to grift And now she's doing it to her unborn child. But we're the bad guys. We're the bad guys. You know, I don't wish ill on any baby or any child ever. This is infuriating to me because I've seen abuse, I've lived abuse, and I've done things to my children that they didn't deserve due to my addiction. All right. So I've been around. I've been around. And I know abuse when I see it. I know neglect when I see it. She don't even fix her kid's fucking tooth. I'll be dipped in shit before I make my kid go for years with a broken fucking front tooth. Kids are awful. Kids are fucking awful. Not to mention the physical ramifications of it. She doesn't give a single fuck. But hey, congratulations, Brittany. Congrats, honey. Oh, I want to be an auntie. You people are fucking insane. Insane. Oh, let's have a gift registry. How about buy your own shit? How about stand on your own feet for once? No, because you were never taught. You know what this is? This is arrested. This is arrested development raising children who will be. It would be a complete failure to launch. This whole family failure to launch. Brittany goes from one household to another household to another. She's never had to fucking go rent her own place, fill out a fucking application, have a job, have an income with her. You know, she never had to do this shit. Neither one of them did. And they're babies, literally, figuratively, they're babies having babies. But what's sad is they're almost 40 years old. I mean, it's really fucking sad. So you barely take care of the two in your house. Don't tell me I don't know what goes on in your house because we can all see it night after. It's as a child. I mean, I'm watching these people in chats and people are fucking pissed. You know why? Because there were children like us who dealt with either with some abuse in one way, shape, or form. And I will tell you that I still, at 52 years old, a decade of mental health of therapy, years of day treatment for addiction. I still deal with it. I still have those fucking distorted thoughts and I still talk to myself like shit. I have to catch myself. And then you know what? It's really easy to get in that cycle. It's real easy. What I'm saying here is lifetime damage. Lifetime damage is what you're causing, Brittany. Don't anyone who pretends that her kids are happy and healthy are fucking idiots. They're fucking idiots. And that's just how I see it. Because you can't stay awake while you're fucking talking. I mean, what? Excellent. Bravo. Seal clap for you. I mean, oh my God. It's infuriating. It's infuriating. And you know what? I'm just as infuriated for other children that have to live like this. So don't think it's all just Brittany J, because there's plenty of them. It's fucking epidemic. But unfortunately, she wants to come out here and put her whole life on Front Street. I have something to say about it. So take that. Don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You know, people who, well, I don't know what's causing her to fall asleep. I don't know. Give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break. What, you're afraid to say it on the internet? I was totally fucking raked over the coals for saying it on the internet. I'm sorry. That's what I see. That's what's happening. You can't fucking tell me different. You just can't. Why is that? Why is that wrong? What is wrong with, pointing out the obvious? Y'all are thinking it. I would, fucking Nunya. What? Oh, how do you go, Irish, from being in her chat one day and on her panel saying the most horrible shit to going to saying 6 months later that she's on drugs? Um, you know what? I'm allowed to change my fucking mind. That's why. Because that's why. And yeah, I said some of the foulest shit. I've apologized for the foulest shit that I've said. I've learned from the shit that I've said and done. And I acted a fucking idiot up here. It's called growth. You know? That's accountability. Yeah, it was fucked up. It was fucked up. I believed things people said to me without checking. Big mistake. We'll never do that again. Well, how do you know? Johnson asked, well, how do you know for sure? Because I fucking know. Well, what makes me an expert? 30 years of opiate addiction. 30 fucking years. All right? 30 years of hustling. 30 years of lying. 30 years of avoiding detection. 30 years of it. So that's how I know. That's how I know. So you wanna think I'm a piece of shit for saying it? Oh well. Oh well. It's what I see. And as so many people want to try and convince me that water's dry, water ain't fucking dry. Nope. So no, this is a fucking travesty, in my opinion. It's a fucking tragedy waiting to happen, that household. That whole fucking household. Weapons. Oh, who was it that said, oh, well, having loaded weapons within reach of a child isn't illegal? I think it was chasing. What? What? Oh my God. Oh my God. Especially one who's on the spectrum. One child's on the spectrum. Okay? Kids are fucking emotional. They're preteens, all right? Hormones are starting. Kids get emotional. Remember when you were a teenager and something bad happened or you broke up and it was fucking, yeah, it is, Rock Gem. Yeah. It sure is, as it should be. But remember when you were a teenager or going through puberty and someone broke up with you and it was the fucking end of the world and you wanted to just fucking die? Remember them days? Yeah, that's what her kids are going into. And there's loaded fucking weapons. With daddy saying, oh, that teacher is a stupid bitch. I want to fucking slap her. This is the influence. And they have unfettered access to fucking loaded firearms. But hey, I'm the unreasonable one. We're the unreasonable ones, kids. I mean, give me a fucking break. Are you kidding me? Look, this kid right now, Colin Gray is on trial right now. He's the father of that Colt Gray who shot up that school in Georgia. I think it was last year? Kid had all the warning signs. He even told the Discord chat that he was going to shoot up a school and it was probably going to happen within the next 2 years. Cops go to talk to the dad about it. Dad covered up for him. Oh no, he doesn't have unfettered access to weapons. The fucking gun was hanging on his son's wall. I mean, it's insane, okay? Kid was getting bullied. Kid the dad was off, addict. Mom was an addict. Kid had issues. I feel bad for him, to be honest. He had no chance. Kid had no chance. All right. And now he's in prison, and the dad's in prison. Or during, I don't know if he's actually, I think he's in custody, but his trial's going on right now. And I fucking hope to God they find him guilty, because you know what? Just watch the case. But this is what happens. How many lives are fucking destroyed because the kid had access to guns? All right? But hey, we're unreasonable. It is. It's sad. Nobody wins, Sly. Nobody wins. I mean, I fucking keep my mouth shut. I start off in chats, yeah, but I haven't gone live. And remember when she got all pissed off at me because she was fucking sleeping through whatever the fuck case it was, and I went in and said this is a disgrace, and she lost her ever fucking loving mind on me. Remember that? And told me I was just trying to build a channel on her. How many lives have I done about fucking Brittany J? Shut the fuck up, Brittany. I don't know what happened to you. You used to be nice. Bitch, I am nice. But you know what I don't have tolerance for? Abuse of children. That's what I don't have tolerance for. It's fucking disgusting. It's foul. And I don't have to like it. And I don't have to pretend it's not happening. Yeah, and that's what it was, Sly. She knew that I was right, and it fucking bothered her. Fucking bothered her. Because it was a disgrace. But you're going to tell me that that's normal. She's just a tired mama. She's just a tired mama. Why the fuck do people make excuses for this shit? It's crazy to me. And reality sits up there. Fucking, I don't even know. Sorry, I just burped. Sorry, I don't even know what's up in her head. But you know what, reality? You're just enabling your friend maybe into an early grave. That's just what the facts are. Okay? So keep giving her money. Keep, yelling at the trolls when people come in and say, are you sleeping? Who's snoring? Get out of here! Kick rocks! I mean, just keep doing that. And it ends up in an early grave. Maybe then you'll realize. Maybe then. But it'll be too fucking late. It'll be too fucking late. When a school shooting happens, the arguments are, let's see. The arguments are either for more laws or enforcing the current ones. If you support the Second Amendment, you should also support gun safety. Why make excuses? Thank you. Yes, Tripper, I agree. 100%. So when daddy's drunk and mommy's fucking passed out on a live stream and they have access to guns and someone ends up dead, then I guess people will realize. I guess that's what it's going to take. And I've seen it. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen where it takes something fucking severe and life-changing and devastating to wake people up. And that's the frustration. That's the frustration. I see, because I know the damage that I did with my addiction and my children. I wasn't physically abusive. I wasn't verbally abusive, but I was not a present mother for a lot of times. Okay. We'll just leave it at that. And I was there physically, just not mentally, because I was fucking knotted out, or I was, whatever the fuck I was. And I see the damage that it has done. And I understand what the guilt is. And that, hey, that's on me. That's just a fact. It's just the way it has to be. You know? But for nearly a decade, I have gotten up every day and made the decision to stay clean for my children because they didn't deserve to have an addict as a mom. Okay. And the damage I did, I can only heal a day at a time. And it will never be fully healed. It never is. Never. You change your children when they are abused or neglected. You change them for not for the better. And it never ends. I mean, it will never be gone. It makes them who they are. So you're already teaching your children to live in fear. All right, with your fears. You're imposing your fears on them. But they can't count on either one of you. They can't count on either one of you, Brittany. I lose my fucking mind every time she does a fucking day stream and it can't stay awake and then says, okay, well, I have to go get my children. The fuck? I lose my fucking mind. I mean, oh, yeah. Their CPS days aren't over, and that is I'm not gonna, I'm not a CPS caller, unless I have hard proof, and they already have CPS involved in their life. From what I don't know, they've had them involved in their life, so I'm sure that local agencies are well aware of just what they're dealing with, because you know what? This is the kind of house that cops roll their fucking eyes every time they get a call to it. Every time. Oh, God, these fucking people again. Because they know what they're looking at. You're a dime a dozen. You know, I mean, I've seen crazy shit. I live in Milwaukee. That the fucking addiction and homeless fucking rate and the violence is off the fucking chain. I've seen fucking shit in the grocery line that would fucking spin your head. You know, so I mean, cops. Yeah, yeah. I mean, they've been there. They've been there, Gigi. You know, and I would think that hopefully there's been follow up with what's been going on there. I don't know. You know what? That part ain't my fucking business. But what I see on the internet, fuck yeah, it's all of our business. When I see fucking blatant neglect, abuse, blatant drug use, blatant alcoholism, it's fucking disgusting. And I'm sick of fucking not saying anything because I don't want to offend people. You know what? And then I think, okay, in your real life, Carrie, in your real life, what would you do if this was your neighbor? Okay, like say this is your neighbor. I live in an apartment building. Like say it's like somewhere right across the hall, and I seen, shit like this going on. Blah blah blah. You know what? I would do. I wouldn't do nothing. Let's just put it that way. Because sometimes, you know what? I don't want to incite anything, but sometimes it takes outside forces to help children. You know, and I hope that's happened. But as far as being there and being present with your kids and cleaning up your fucking act, I see that hasn't happened. You were just nodding out last night, Brittany. Don't tell me you're fucking tired from being pregnant, because it's been going on for a long time. And I've seen you on camera. We all have. Don't fucking tell me that water is dry, because it ain't. Don't fucking gaslight us, because we don't believe you. And that's the frustration. People wonder, why are people so angry? This is why. And you know what? If this was just you and Craig in that fucking crazy ass piece of shit house, I wouldn't give a single fuck. I would watch the show with my fucking popcorn. But this unfortunately involves two and now a third fucking children. Oh, Tripper? And you know what? Clue said something today, and I absolutely agree with her. She likes the I think she honestly I did a stream on Munchausen by internet. All right? I truly believe that she welcomes all the agencies, all of them. Come on, come on over. Because I can make content out of it, and I could be a victim. I could be a victim. Look what these mean people are doing to me. Oh my God. Oh my God. And she can grip, and she can just be the manipulative twat that she is. It's fucking disgusting. Do you know, I had a neighbor that I was friends with. She was a little wacky, okay? And we fell out. She lived in my building ages ago. Okay, my son was 8. My girls were gone. My son was 8. It was me and him. And at the time, I was clean. And we fell out. And she called CPS on me. I've never had an issue with Child Protective Services ever. Never had a problem. Okay. Well, this bitch calls CPS on me and tells them that I'm an addict. My kid doesn't have food because I spend all my money on drugs. Blah, 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 blah. All right. So, she was psycho. It is what it is. It happens sometimes. So anyway, of course, the knock comes to the door. Sorry. There's a knock on the door. I open it. It's this dude, and with a little fucking, you just know, you can just tell this ain't cool. Tells me he's from Child Protective Services. He needs to, can he come in and talk to me? Of course. So long story short, he comes in, talks to me. I had some prescription, nothing narcotic, no pain meds, nothing like that. Some prescriptions, gave him all those. He wrote them all down. He had to speak to my son in the other room by himself. That's fine. Go ahead. He went and spoke to my son. Comes back out and sits back down, and he says, well, the complaint is that, you he checked my cupboards, made sure I had food. He gets into this, well, it's been reported that you're an addict and that you're buying drugs or maybe misusing your prescriptions. Or I said, do you want me to take a drug let's just cut to the chase. I'm like a bottom line girl. Can you just get to it? You want a drug test? I'll do it right now. He said, oh, will you? I said, yeah. He said, okay, come in tomorrow morning. And that's what I did. I went into the thing, did the whole urine test. I didn't hear from him again until about 30 days later. And he called me up and said, well, I'd like to close out your case. Are you willing to come in for another drug test? I said, okay. Went over there, did it again. Boom. That was it. Never heard from him again. And I wasn't afraid because I knew it was bullshit. But saying, you know what? And I agree. And Laura, Laura takes a lot of shit, but she ain't wrong when she says that CPS is not traumatizing to your children unless they're, trying to lie or cover something up, or they're scared because they know that shit is fucked up in their house. That's when it's traumatizing. Granted, I've only had one visit. He doesn't even remember it. He was 8. He doesn't even remember it. And that kid remembers everything. He don't even remember it. So, you can't have it both ways, that they're happy, healthy kids, but they're also traumatized by CPS. It just doesn't go both ways. It just doesn't. It's ridiculous. And everything is everybody else's fault. It's everybody else's fault that CPS is at her house. Hey, how many creators on here have had like 4 fucking CPS calls to their house that have also gotten hate in this community? Offhand, I can't think of many or any, like maybe you're the problem. Like and if you got all these people, the dog piling. Well, you know what? Brittany, you have every fucking, you have the option to make 90% of it stop. You have that option, but you don't take it. So I feel zero sympathy for you. Zero. As a matter of fact, the only reason I feel bad at all is because you talk about it in front of your children, about all the haters, and telling your kid that people fucking, right? Yeah, you're right, Tripper. Blanket statements, but in general, I think that if it's like a case like mine, I had a good guy that came over, talked to my son, didn't fucking traumatize my kid. I suspect that children who know that there's something to hide or something to be worried about, it might be more stressful for them. My son knew he didn't have to lie about anything. He just answered the guy's questions. That was it. So, and kids are very smart, and they know by certain questions why these questions are being asked. They pick up on shit. You can't underestimate a child's intelligence, especially children of addicts, because you know what? They have to learn to be hypervigilant. When I was growing up, I knew every fucking sound in my house. I knew every creak of a floorboard. I knew every fucking sound that whoever made, because I had to. It was my survival. I could tell you within 10 seconds of my mother walking in the door after work whether I should run and hide or whether it was safe. Because kids of abuse have to learn how to read like that. Okay? It's hypervigilance. And it's fucking exhausting. And it leaves big scars. Big. Scars that never will fully heal. And this is what you're doing to your children, Brittany. You talk about adult things in front of them on a daily basis. It's disgusting. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be fucking ashamed. But you're not. You have none. You have no shame. You feel bad for nothing. Nothing. And it's a fucking travesty. It's pathetic. Sometimes it's better choice to call. Yes. One call that I made, Tripper, was I had a neighbor who she had two kids that went to school with my son, and I knew it was a bad situation because they would come over and hang out with my son, sometimes, and after school they sometimes the mom wasn't home when they get home from school, so I'd let them hang out with us. I knew, hey, Amber, I knew it was a bad situation. I knew this woman was no good. But so I just kept my eyeballs open. Okay. I just watched, as far as I could tell, they were eating, they had shelter, they had clothing, they were going to school. Okay. So, but then one day the kid came over and was terrified. Had his eyes were wide as saucers, just terrified. Their door was like right next to mine in this building. Their apartment was butted up to mine. I heard this big old crash, and the kid came over, and his eyes wide as saucers. It turned out him and his little sister, he was only like 7 or 8 years old. His sister was younger. They were home alone, were playing. He was standing on their glass table and fell through it. And that's what the crash was. He came over. He was okay, but he was terrified of what his mom was going to do to him when she got home and found out that table was broken. You know? And I ended up, I did find more evidence that, at that time it was like, okay, these kids shouldn't be home alone. This kid could have killed himself doing this. So that's when I made a call. That's what I do in my real life. When I see that kids are really, neglect, and they would come over and be hungry and whatever. And there were just all the signs were there. And it was really sad, and I used to have a lot of kids that would come over like that, but not everything is abuse. Not everything is worth a call, like you say, Tripper. Not everything is. you can do more harm than good. Because the parents they get a call from CPS and CPS finds nothing. The parents are absolutely, even if they do find something, they're going to absolutely take it out on children. If they're abusive, they're absolutely going to take it out on the children. And that's what you have to think of, So I don't know. I guess my anger is, and I listen to Truth too. And oh boy, everybody's mad at him. I guess it was his stream last night. I think it was that Clue was listening to today, where he went on a rant. I gotta say, I understand where he's coming from. Oh, Brittany believes she is a good mom. Yeah, I think she doesn't know. Yeah, you know what though, Laura? The thing I think about though, she believes she's a good mom, but she doesn't know any better. You know what though? She does know better because she lies about it. She lies about it. She knows better. She's just fucking lazy. And she's an addict. Yeah, me too, Tripper. I'm not, it would have to be something really fucking severe for me to call the authorities on somebody. I mean, it's just not how I roll. I mean, even at home, I'm pretty much have to have someone trying to break in my apartment before I'm going to call the cops, because believe me, shit gets worked out on its own. I just stay out of it. Yeah, she does know better. Because why would she lie? Why would she pretend she's got this, perfect little family? Why she wouldn't try to? Oh, my kids do go outside today. I heard. Yeah, to the car, from the house to the car, from the car to the school. I think that's all the time they spend outside, honestly, because she said my kids can't even go play in the yard because people are driving by our house. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Just stop it. And Granny has a point. Anytime she does anything with their kids, she's gonna fucking brag about it. She's gonna fucking tell us all about what a good mother she is. And you know what? She may not have known better, maybe with the first kid. But it's a learning curve. You learn. None of us knew how to be parents till we had our kids. You know what? We learn. We have the ability, most of us, to listen to advice or seek out advice. Or when someone comes to us and has a concern, we listen. There's none of that over there. There's none of that. Her people can't even say anything against her. She goes fucking insane. She's got a perfect little echo chamber, and she's got them all trained to only give her accolades and tell her how amazing she is. So, when I hear congratulations. Oh, this is so wonderful. This is a blessing. Get the fuck out of here. No, it's not. No, it's not. And sorry if you don't like me saying that, whoever. I don't care. You know, I just don't. It's scary, is what it is, because you're already in over your head. You're already in over your head, Brittany. What was Granny? I didn't even hear. Did either of you hear? I heard Granny say, or was it Granny? I don't know. Someone was saying they heard one of her kids. Oh yeah, heard her kid come in and say, "Mom, if you're pregnant for 9 months, why isn't the baby 9 months old when it's born?" And she shooed him away. You know, the kid, and I've seen it done before. Her priorities are fucked up. She's completely wrapped up in herself. Anything she has a problem with or enjoys, it's all has to do with her. It's all about her. It's the Britney show in Britney's world. Yes. You know what though, Tripper? I agree with you. I agree with you. But I absolutely, I don't see anything good happening. That's my point. I just don't see anything good happening. And I would never, I do wish them the best. I do. I mean, if I saw some kind of responsibility being taken or changes being made, I'd be fucking ecstatic and I would shut the fuck up. But I just don't. I have, it just knowing what is currently happening by the chronic neglect and chronic chaos in that house, you are emotionally crippling your children living a life like this. It's that's the best way I can put it. It's you're emotionally crippling them. They're never going to have confidence to go out and ever fucking do. Every good parent wants their kid to go and be better than they are and have every opportunity in the world. And she ain't gonna let them take the fucking school bus. I mean, she's a helicopter mom. Maybe that's why she sleeps with them. I don't know. I mean, the kids grow. You know what? I had a mother like that. My mother controlled every fucking thing I did, everything I consumed, everywhere I went if I was allowed. She was a massive control freak. And you know what? When I turned 13 and she just got, and the older I got, the more verbally abusive, physically abusive, it just got worse. Okay. So when I was 13 and I started seeing kids at school smoking pot and going drinking and going, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. You know what? I don't blame my mother for my addiction at all. At all. Because I believe I was born that way. I really do believe I was born with the predisposition. And I don't get me what I'm saying here. I'm not blaming my mother because my addiction's on me, okay? But the way she treated me set me up for that. It completely set me up for that. She didn't set her kid up for success. She set her up for fucking failure. And she treated her like she would, and she never gave her a minute to herself. I'm talking about my mother with me. She never gave me, respect. She never let me be a kid. She never let me I couldn't go to the mall because she couldn't, this was in the 80s, okay? Let's see. Yeah, in the 80s. This is in the 80s. I couldn't go to the mall with the kids. Everybody wanted to go to the mall, everybody would go hang out at the mall. I couldn't go because she couldn't be sure I was there. This is the type of mother I had, okay? So the minute I had a fucking free moment, Then what I did is high school, 13, I was in 8th grade, started smoking pot, started drinking my fucking parents' booze. I was fucking smoking cigarettes. It all started. I was off and running. Then in high school, I learned how to skip school. So I would skip school so I could go party. Be home by 3 o'clock. Mommy ain't none the wiser, you know? And I was the note writer at school. Everybody would come to me. Can you write me a note to get out? Can you write me an excuse? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, I got away with it for a long time, for most of the time. And I was out getting fucked up every day. That's what you do when you restrict kids' lives and when you are helicopter parents, when you are not letting them live, not letting them get out and experience. My son was a bullying victim most of his elementary school, all the way into high school, and it 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 killed me. It killed me inside. When I would it when it started out, I was the one, because we even had some kids in our apartment complex. They would all run around and play. There was tons of them. They would all run around and play, and I had a couple kids that would fuck with my kid, and my kid's like 5 years old. Fuck no, I'm chasing little fucking 5-year-olds and 10-year-olds around, literally, like chasing them around, getting them cornered, and fucking choking them up, saying you fuck with my kid again, and you're gonna have a problem. Okay, this is the mom that I was. All right. Well, then he started. Well, then I got clean. All right. Then I got clean. Um, got into therapy, and bullying was getting really bad with my son. My son's a very quiet kid. Never caused me a day of trouble in his life. Very kind, very precious. Was quiet, very socially anxious, though. And kids pick up on that, and they would fuck with him. Once I get rid of one, I went to the school one time, and I ended up fucking threatening a kid in the school office. You fuck with my kid again, I'm coming for you. This is how insane it would make me. Okay, so I started learning. Look, he's gonna deal with this shit all his life. People are gonna be assholes all his life. Because I would say, Keith, my therapist, what do I do? What do I do, Keith? I don't know how to handle this. It's making me insane. My heart is breaking. Because I was bullied when I was in school. It was bad, and we're both sensitive people. So I knew he was carrying it like I was carrying it. And it just broke my heart. And he told me, all you can do, Carrie, is teach him how to deal with it. That's the only thing you can do. He's going to deal with people like this his whole life. We all do. The younger he learns how to deal with it, the better. And it took me several years to finally, learn how to. Now I can handle it. If something, now he's grown, but I got better at handling it. All I could do was be there for him, monitor the situation, teach him. Of course, I have my son in therapy. He's been in therapy for a lot of years too, just as maintenance now. But anyway, not only did I get him therapy, but I listened to him. I monitored the situation. I made sure that it wasn't like too crazy, but it was just teaching him how to process that kind of stuff and deal with the negativity. And it took me a long time, and it's real easy to want to just fix everything for them and do it for them and protect them from the fucking world. But that is just not realistic, and you keep creating all this fear of the world. They're never going to fucking leave. They're never going to accomplish anything. They're never going to live. And, so keep them locked up in the house, and it's not going to end well. Failure to launch is a thing. And that's what's going to happen, because you're not giving, if you don't give the kids the skills, it's not going to be good. It's not. So anyway, I've been bitching now for how long I've been here? Over an hour. I'm bitching, but I've been holding it in, y'all. I'm going to go back and look. If you can hit the like or the dislike, I'd appreciate it. Yeah, Laura, I need some ass kissers. Fucking A. I mean, I would never want I would never want people around me that just were yes men. And I just wouldn't. What? If I'm being an asshole, tell me I'm being an asshole. Tell me I'm crossing the line. Tell me that, hey, maybe you should think about this or look at it this way. Tell me whatever. I ain't going to get mad at you, but it ain't like that over there because you know what? Nobody knows better than Brittany. Nobody. Nobody. And she's stubborn as fuck. And I swear to God, it's oppositional defiant disorder. I swear to God. If you tell her she can't do something or shouldn't do something, she's going to do it worse. You think they're a tripper. You think there should be laws about consent to be online. Kids should be protected until they're old enough to decide. I think so too. But I mean, I think if they could do it realistically, I think it would be done. But it starts with the parents. It's got to be, because the government, no agency can possibly fucking monitor that. There's just no regulate that. There's just no way. I mean, there's more to being a parent than buying the latest electronics and picking out cute names. There's more to parenting than that, and it's fucking gross. I'm grossed out. I'm fucking mad. It triggers me in a lot of ways. And just know too that her older children are feeling a type of way. I'll guarantee it. You think her older children, because this is what I would feel. This is what I did feel because it happened to me. And then it happened to my kids because my dad was gone out of my life my whole childhood, but had another family. Okay. You know what my thoughts were? This is how I'll put it. Why wasn't I good enough? What's wrong with me? Well, I wasn't good enough. I wasn't good enough. And you know what? Common theme that hits me when I'm down and when I'm into my depressions and when I'm in everyday life sometimes. Why am I not good enough? I'm not good enough. And the self-talk is always there. You just don't understand when you beat this kind of feeling into children while they're developing their bodies and brains. It stays. It stays. And it's going to be way too fucking late if you decide to change things around ever. But the time to get a grip would be now. But I just don't see that happening. I just don't. I don't think good rant. I mean, oh, you know what? I was going to make it easier. Thank you, Amber. I was going to drop this because I do have a, let's see. You can grab it. This will make it easier for you, Amber, or whoever is in here. Any mods? There we go. But next time I'll just pin it at the top. Then you don't have to worry about it. But Crazy and Wicked, welcome in. Let's see. Toxic as fuck. She's bringing out the worst in people with lies, grifting, scamming, or gaslighting is an insult to the community's intelligence. Absolutely. I've been saying that forever. You just insult my intelligence. I mean, when I see you on camera fucking nodding out, I know what I'm looking at. Don't fucking act like, like I say, don't try to tell me water is dry, because it fucking ain't. You ain't gonna fucking tell me. So yes, I agree, Crazy and Wicked. And it is. That's why it's I think a powder keg around here. Because Not just the lies in general, because you know what, Brittany, I'll tell you a secret, okay? When you lie consistently on your live streams, there are crazy fuckers that like to debunk lies and will spend all their time doing it, as you pretty much know. And I'm not calling them crazy like that's bad, but there's people that are just like, nope, bitch, I know that ain't right. And they're going to fucking prove you wrong. And I get it. I understand. Because, but you know what? It doesn't even, I mean, we can show her, and you know, she sees this shit. You know, she sees us busting her out lying, but she's just so deep in her denial. Like I said, I had to deal with a mother-in-law who was like this. The denial was fucking insane. Okay, it was insane. And for her, there was no fixing it. You know, because the complete inability to admit character flaws or admit weaknesses or admit fault, having that complete inability is why she is in this fucking predicament. Because she will never, ever, she looks at it as giving in, or, you know, she looks like me. Like earlier in the live, I said, I've said some fucked up shit on here. I did some misguided shit, man. And it was fucking wrong. And it is a strength for anybody that's had to come up on YouTube and say, look, I was an asshole. I was wrong. Period. That's a strength. Okay. And I pride myself on being a truth teller. Okay. I have no reason to lie. I don't come here to lie. If I have a reason to lie, I'm just going to shut my fucking mouth. How about that for an idea? If there's something I feel like I need to lie about it, maybe I just won't talk about it. How about that? I mean, there's a novel thought. But anyway, I'm a grown woman, 52 years old, raised my family. I live like properly, by society's terms, I guess. Now, I don't have anything to hide. I'm not ashamed of my addiction. I'm not ashamed of my life. I'm not ashamed of who I am. I don't have a reason to lie. People that lie have secrets, and your secrets will keep you sick forever. Forever. That's why I don't keep them. I don't lie about who I am. I don't need to. Who needs to do that? Because you're doing shit wrong. And that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. So just fucking do the right shit, and it's just pure, it's pure laziness and addiction. And, I mean, the end of my addiction, I didn't care about a single fucking thing but getting high, keeping that sick off. That's all I cared about. I mean, I took care of what I had to take care of, but my heart was not in it. All right. That's shameful. But you know what? I've made apologies and amends in many different ways in my life to the people that made it, that need it and matter. And I, for years, let that guilt consume me. And I still, it'll still always bother me some, and it'll still never be anything that I'm proud of. But you know what? There's a way out. If someone like me can get clean, and someone like me can learn to live properly and learn to live sober and learn to do right by our family, anybody can do it. Trust me. I mean, I should have been dead many times. I was using for 30 years. You know, if I can do it, I've used every drug there is. I went for, started out smoking pot, ended up IV crack and heroin, and I would drink too. I'm an alcoholic also, so I did it all. Okay, and there's nothing you're gonna really get by me with that. But I'm not ashamed of my addiction at all. And people say, people have accused me of shaming, addict shaming. No, I mean, I don't shame people just for the fact that they're an addict. I can shame you though for your behavior while you're an addict. Because look, man, wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up. You know what? Because I'm not gonna sit and pretend like so many of the fucking sheep around here that I'm not looking at what I'm looking at. I'm just not. Because you know what? Ignoring it helps people get dead. And that's just the bottom line. I'm not going to ignore it. You may not like me because I'm pointing out the truth, but oh well, I don't want that on my fucking conscience. It's the same reason when I go out and I work with the homeless who 90% of them are addicted, same reason I don't give them cash. Okay? Because I don't want that $5 or $10 to be the last $10 they spend and they die. I don't want that on my conscience either. I will give you food. I will give you clean needles. I will give you clothes and shoes. I will give you wipes. I will give you resources. I will give you my ear. I will give you compassion. I will not give you money. I will not contribute to your addiction. It's not what I want on my soul, you know? So to me, ignoring this bullshit and pretending it ain't happening is contributing to an addiction. Same thing. That's my thought process. Oh, I'd be checking myself a lot more lately. I don't want to be addicted to this. I know. I've done a lot of movies lately. Social media can actually absolutely be an addiction. And you know what? I will say that I'm addicted to this drama. Like I want to know at least like the cliff notes. It's like it's sad, but it's like a soap opera. It's like we have lived parallel lives. Your mother-in-law was the same too. Hey, Amber. Oh, it was hell. And you know what? My mother-in-law. I'll tell you this too. She her son, my husband, could do no wrong. Ever. Ever. She would lie for him to herself, even. She would, I could tell him that he fucking hit me, and it would be like, well, I don't believe that. Or, what did you do? That's the kind of woman she was, okay? So, being a mother and that was her guilt, in my opinion. That was her guilt for allowing her children to be abused for 7 years in the worst possible way. And I think, that was her guilt, was letting him get away with bloody murder, not literally, but she just let him do whatever the fuck he wanted. And he treated her like absolute shit. But that boy could do no wrong. And you know what that ended up doing? She ended up contributing, raising a sociopath. How that ended. And he was abusive to his family. He was abusive till the day he died of addiction. So yeah. I feel you, Amber. That's all you got to say, because I get it, girl. It was awful. That woman, I wanted to rip my hair out more than once. I had to live with her one time for, I'll tell you that story sometime, honey. We had to move in with her one time for like a year. It was fucking hell. But let's see. I'm just going back. Yeah. unfortunately, the community is in a situation where it's becoming chaos and division, and when this community once could all get along, even if there were disagreements or dislikes. I agree. Yeah, I mean, we used to, everybody would throw, do the fucking, you know, people would get dragged and people would get fighting back and forth, but it wasn't the dirty shit, just the nasty, nasty shit. But I think that Granny had a good live this morning. I missed the first hour of it, but she was saying that I think I agree with her when she said that a lot of it changed and started getting crazy with this fucking injunction. And just the fact that Brittany is, for the injunction alone, she will not take any accountability. She tries to distance herself from that thing as much as possible. And I just wish this was over. And saying shit like that, Brittany, is what enrages people. You're acting like somehow this was done to you. Like, what in the actual fuck? And then criticizing Granny, and people in your chat saying her subs pay for her lawyer, and she wouldn't need a fucking lawyer. I mean, she just doesn't. Why am I even? You guys know, Granny says it well. Yeah, the injunction is when it did get bad. This all started when people. Well, that I agree with too. That when people just look the other way with that too, it's gross. It's like, that's another people trying to prove that water's dry situation, and it just fucking ain't. But the injunction really created a divide, because that's what, like, Chris and Katie and Seth were already at odds. All right. And this just drove that. You would disagree how? Oh, with the QB thing. But I think that it just created a huger wedge, the injunction, because then it was like, what the fuck? Like, you're using a missing child's name to settle personal beef. Like, what the fuck? Then people are like, and I'll say it's really hard to go places around here. Well, who knows, Bad Wolf? Who knows? The universe always keeps score. So, but it's really hard to not be on a side in this as a sub in this community, or as anybody. It's not to be on a side, because I don't agree with a lot of stuff that goes on around here, and I do agree with some, a lot of stuff I don't agree with. I can't just buy a whole fucking idea that a creator, I can't just agree with it. If I don't agree, I don't agree, and I can't, and there, in a lot of places, most places here, you can't disagree in their chats. You can't, because you're going to get fucking snapped on, or you're going to get made fun of, or you're going to get singled out. And then you want to see a dog pile, then you can watch a dog pile, albeit probably short, but I mean, it is hard. Yeah, community, and this shifted and affected the community as a whole. Yeah, it did. It won't go back ever. I mean, this is it now. This is just who we are. Who the community, what the community is now. So, it's just up to. It really is up to the subs to set boundaries. Honestly, I just because, like, for example, people say, well, you can't, like Granny was so frustrated with chasing because she's like, but chasing, if you give her an inch, she takes it a mile and runs with it and blah, blah, just, and it's like, a lot of these creators too, or even in the chats, if you give an inch and you let things slide that go against your moral fabric, or your moral fiber, or whatever you say, it's like you're giving up yourself a little bit. Yeah, I don't, because I go to chats and I don't agree with shit a lot of the fucking time, and I just watch a lot of times and I don't fucking agree, and I think you're a fucking asshole. But I just keep my mouth shut just for the fucking, because truthfully, I'm not changing minds here. I'm just not. We're not, as a whole, as individual chatters, as even as creators, we're not really, we're not changing people here. We're not changing many minds. We can only hold up a fucking mirror or show the truth and move on, but, and a lot of this is not productive fucking behavior, but we're frustrated. I mean, that's the bottom line for this whole fucking live, basically. People are fucking frustrated. And for me, the fucking icing on the cake is thinking that this pregnancy is a good thing. Fucking A. Wow. Like that. I've been fucking raging in the Discord a little bit here and there, but I'm like, I just got to keep my fucking mouth shut because I'm going to say some shit. I'm going to say some shit that's going to hurt some feelings, or that's going to fucking, piss people off or whatever. Because, I mean, this is me practicing restraint. So be grateful, kids. To me, I'm disgusted, and that's just what it is. It's really, really sad, and the conflict within myself comes when, yes, this should be a fucking happy situation. This should be the start of a brand new fucking life, and with all the fucking possibilities in it. But I don't feel like that's the case, and that's what's fucking infuriating to me, because it's 100% fixable or preventable, or it doesn't have to be the way it is in that house. But the people who run that house, that's how they want it to be. So that's the way it is, and it's really sad because innocent children are involved, and that's just sad to me. And it's sad everywhere. Why are people ganging up on Brittany about it? Blah blah blah. Well, Brittany's the one out here currently talking about it and celebrating, grifting, and using her kid as a shield all at the same time. And I think it's disgusting. Craig has plenty of money to fucking buy his fucking children what they fucking need. I just could not fucking live with myself. I just could not live with myself. It would kill me. I would have to be like starving. I don't know. There couldn't be a situation, actually. I don't think there could be a situation where I came here and said, I need help, y'all. Because I've set up my life in a way that if I do need help, I know where to go. I know who to talk to. I know how to help myself. And that's probably the bigger issue here, is learned helplessness, because that's what this is. Why do I need to do anything for myself? Everybody else will do it for me. Just like when just how she approaches her true life. She makes the title, or her true crime, sorry. She makes the title and then gets online. And if she stays awake, she's asking her chat what's going on, and running with the misinformation. And for fuck's sake, get Lolly off your fucking panel. She's a menace. What the fuck? I mean, good God. I mean, times are tough, right, Brittany? You'll take whoever, right? You'll take whoever the fuck stumbles onto your panel. I mean, God, that's a fucking... disgrace too. It's all disgraceful. But she just let everybody else handle it. Let everybody else take care of me because she never learned to do it for herself. She doesn't know where to start, but and like I said, and I'll say it again, the offer always stands for any addict, anyone, anyone struggling with homelessness, anyone that needs support, uh, resources, blah, 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 blah. All of it, okay? My information is on my channel. You can get a hold of me. I will help anybody. I will never, ever, ever have an addict come to me that needs help and slap their hand away for no reason, ever. So, Brittany, if you want to get it together, I will be kind and I will be helpful. But you got to do that work. And that's it. That's my only rules. I'm not going to care more than you. I'm not going to work harder than you. I'm just not. But it's there. The help is there. If you need me to help you get to it, I will help you get to it. Okay? There's lots of help takes a lot of different forms. Okay? So it's there. You need it. And you can tell me all day long that you're not on drugs. That's fine. You need therapy then. Okay? If you need help with that, let me know. I will help you. There are other people who will help you. Unsupervised Maniacs, reach out to her. She'll help you. Six Up Media, reach out to her. She'll help you. No judgment. But I will judge the fuck out of you when you're doing wrong. Yes, correction is the issue. I will speak my mind when you're fucking shit up. You're fucking shit up. You have fucked up your life, Brittany, but you can unfuck your life too. Anything is possible. If you're still breathing, it's possible. See, I'm starting to feel better. Keep going. I know. I never know. Let's see. The double standard is what I see often on both sides. Now it's all matching energy, or if it ain't that, it's who will go lower. Yeah, it's like a competition, ain't it? It's like a competition. It's like the one-uppers. It's like a one-upping community around here. Yes, there are many resources available. There are links in my description on my page if you need resources for mental health, if you need resources for addiction, if you need resources for homelessness. I deal with all of it. I've got some experience with this. And if you don't want to talk to me, that's fine. I don't even need to talk to you. If you need help, you want me to put you in touch with somebody, you don't need to talk to me. You don't need to explain anything. You don't need to have to tell me anything. All you got to do is ask. That's it. That's it. I will never shame that, ever. And I've helped a lot of people who failed the first, second, third time around. It's okay. It's all right. I have fallen down too. We're not perfect, but we gotta, I mean, we're responsible. We are responsible for who our children turn out to be, largely. Yes, woosah. Yeah, I'm not going to get myself worked up again because I'm getting a little woosah now. But, and I'll tell you what, a lot of addicts, what kept me from getting, I would have gotten clean years before I did. And you know what kept me from getting clean? I didn't want to be dope sick. That's it. Period. I didn't want to be dope sick. That's how bad it is. So I went on for years, just feeding that addiction. Oh, no problem. Anytime. Anytime. Um, so I went on for years like that, being miserable, thinking every day of my life, this ain't fun anymore. This ain't fun anymore. But I have to do it because I was a fucking slave. Because that's what drugs, especially heroin, turn you into. They turn you into a slave. And it doesn't have to be heroin. Prescription pills, medication, it's all abusable. It's all addictive. Um, but I know there's ways now where you don't have to go through that dope sickness. You wanted to hear me offend people? I'm sorry, Bad Wolf. Were you late? Oh, but no, what I did was the first 4 years I've been, let's see, this year, October, I'll be 10 years sober, you know, if all goes well. First 4 years, I was on a very low, I was on 2 milligrams literally of um, Suboxone. I went through the detox. The hospital I was in didn't give out medication, so I kicked hard for a fucking week. So I went through that, and all right, drive safe, Bad Wolf. Thank you, thank you. Oh yeah, it always starts out fun, but then by the time the fun runs out, you're in a world of shit. You're in a world of shit, right? And then it's like, how do I unfuck myself? And we would just rather, it's like there was a in there was a line that God, sorry, brain fog. Fucking Matt Damon, god damn it, was in, I think it was in look at me trying to think of titles. One of my favorite fucking movies ever. The fucking Irish cop fucking movie that was all about fucking Whitey Bulger. What the fuck is the name of it? Yes. Yes, it feels like, and that's what it is. Starts out as fun, but then the next week's to feel normal. Yep. Waking up in the morning and have to hustle, all sick, can't fucking eat nothing till The Departed. Thank you. So in The Departed, Matt Damon says, I'm fucking Irish. I'll deal with something being wrong forever. And it's fucking true. Black Mass was about Whitey Bulger too, but I was speaking of The Departed. But it's of me, that's very, very true. I will deal with something being wrong forever. Because some things are just hard to turn around or hard to fucking fix or hard to, and yeah, when, I mean, getting clean and learning how to live all over again and having to change your whole fucking life and avoid all the people, places, and things that fucking trigger you. Because I'll tell you, the first fucking 6 months of sobriety, everything was a trigger. The fucking grass outside the grass was a trigger. Buses were a trigger. People were a trigger. Sounds were a trigger. Smells were everything's a fucking trigger, and you got to deal with them one by one by one, and you got to knock them down, and you got to be able to learn how to live again and learn how to be productive, all that shit. And it's a lot of fucking work. A lot of work. But it's so fucking worth it. It's so fucking worth it. And you know what I told myself when I was kicking dope in that hospital? Every fucking minute of every day, because every minute feels like an eternity. I would tell myself, you don't ever have to do this again, Carrie. You ain't ever got to do it again. Just fucking do it. You ain't ever got to go through it again. It's up to you, And I'll be honest, sometimes all it is that fear of dope sickness that keeps me from ever picking that shit up again, because eventually Nobody just does a little heroin. You do it and 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 do it, until either you die or you get tired of it. You get tired of being just empty inside. You get tired of fucking avoiding life and not participating in your life, So that there's only two ways, or three ways: jails, institutions, or death, or you get clean. So, oh yeah, way stronger. And that's all, and I didn't realize, I mean, it takes a long time, but you don't realize how much you just learn so much just from life in general. But when you prove to yourself that this is possible, like I just never had any fucking I never had any confidence in myself, and I thought, and this is just who I am. I accepted when I was 15. I'm an addict. That was my first rehab when I was 15, and I knew then I'm an addict. I'll always be an addict, and I just accepted it, and I just got comfortable in it, and I stayed there for decades, because it was I just couldn't imagine. I just could. That's always how I always lived since I was 13. I just couldn't imagine sobriety. Like, fuck that. How am I going to handle life? How am I going to fucking deal with it? Fuck that shit. Reality is fucking, too much. So do a little bit. Used to do a little, but the little was too little, and the little got more and more. Yep, Mr. Brownstone. Yeah, and then when I first got clean, it was a month later I was diagnosed with breast cancer. So thank God I got clean before that. I mean, I wouldn't have gotten the diagnosis had I not gotten clean, because I had a lump for over a year, a bad one, for over a year, and I just I would tell myself, I'd lie to myself. I lied to myself all the time. Oh, it's just a cyst. It's fine. Oh, I'll get it taken care of one day. Be the change you want to be. But you know what? I don't talk about it. I be about it. Right? Don't talk about it, reality. Be about it. But yeah, I wouldn't a little bit better than before. Yeah. You just got to do a little bit every day, a little bit. Sometimes you just got to survive. Did you really? Got married in a GNR t-shirt? That's fucking amazing. The last time I wore a dress is when I got married in 1996. And I fucking hated it. I should have done it right. But you know what? I did the whole fucking reception right, though, because I'm not a formal person. I fucking hate it. Yes, actions. It's all the actions, like, that's why I'm like, don't tell me water's dry, because I know what I'm seeing. I watch you move, I watch you move. I see what I'm seeing. I don't gaslight my ass. But I'm not a formal type of person. I never went to any of my formal dances. Fuck that. I was too busy getting high. But anyway, so we got married at the courthouse, and then we rented a pavilion for the next day. We got married on a Friday. Got a limo for the night, went and got drunk, and then went and had a big old like picnic, like a tent in a park and shit, and told everyone, just sent out not like regular invites, just sent out flyers, come as you are, dress casual dress, come hang out with us and celebrate our wedding. That's what we did. It was very laid back. It was just a fucking big old picnic, and it was a fucking riot. It was awesome. And I still have people in my family that are like, that's still the best fucking wedding I've ever been to, because a lot of people don't like to dress up and fucking have to, like, shit. My son mentioned a formal. He wants to go to prom this year. It would be his first formal. Or no, did he go? He went to homecoming last year. But the first thing I thought of was, fuck, I got to get something for him to wear now. Like, what is he going to wear? Like, it's just, the thought just, bleh. But I don't think it's even a formal thing. I think it's a mass, well, yeah, it is. I don't know. Anyway, unfortunately, PJ's words all need an explanation. I mean, her words don't even hold any weight anymore. You know, like, how could she? I love it when she gets like all offended, like, oh, people don't even think I'm pregnant. People think I'm lying about being pregnant. Well, are you fucking surprised? Are you kidding me? Like, you don't lie that much on the regular, and then expect people to believe you. Like, you cried wolf ages ago, way too many times. Like, nobody's believing your ass about shit. And I'll just say that, you know, I pray to God that it's bullshit, but I don't think it is, because, you know, and I'm just surprised. Craig kept his mouth shut as much as he did all this time. That's a shocker right there. But like I said, I think the only reason she didn't put it out immediately so she could grift is because she's scared of. It's not the internet calling CPS. It's not that she's scared of. It's CPS, period. And I think doctors, period. So that's my opinion. I think that's why she didn't say anything. You know what? If I was in her situation and my house was quote unquote right and tight, I wouldn't fucking worry about it. Hey, Sammy. Oh, you're at the beginning. Someone I love needs to hear this. Hopefully they will listen. Thank you. All right, since you're at the beginning, let me type that. All right. Well, yeah, when someone lies pathologically, it's going to be questioned. Yeah, everything's probably. She doesn't deserve the benefit of the doubt for anything. For anything. I mean, it's incredibly frustrating. Like Amber can attest to this. It's just incredibly frustrating having someone that you like. We follow Brittany J, but in your real life, having to deal with someone that will never, ever just be honest, even with themselves. You don't owe me shit. You know, like, you don't owe me shit. Just be honest with yourself, for fuck's sake. You know, like, if I'm afraid to say something on here, guess what? I have the option to not fucking say it. What, like, and she just is so zooted half the time. She don't even remember what the fuck lies she told. It just never ends well. You can't, you know, she's just, it's dysfunction junction over there, you know, and it doesn't get better on its own. You know, it doesn't ever. It actually gets worse. Jails, institutions, or death, Brittany. That's how this ends. Okay, and you can, you know, I hope you don't even. I hope you know. I hope the best for every addict, but you know what? You're frustrating as fuck to deal with. Frustrating as hell. I'm sure I was too. I'm sure I was. I was an asshole. I was a pain in the ass, I'm sure. That's the nature of the beast. It's just the way it goes. But I would it would not be an issue. It would it wouldn't even come into. I don't put conditions on who I offer help to or who I you know that goes for everybody. Like I said, I'll never turn an addict in need away. An addict in need of help who genuinely wants help, I'll never turn them away. Yeah, and that's it too. You don't know what goes on in my life. You don't know what you don't know. You don't know me. I don't know you, bitch. You're just now. That's just insulting. Saying we don't know. We don't know. You know that people are dialed into your fucking background. You know people hear your kids in the background. You know people will fucking tune in to every fucking thing you do. You know this and you love it. You love it. Oh, let's see. Craig has to be the most patient when it comes to BJ. I don't know how he does it. Even when he tries to have a conversation, he gets ignored or dismissed with her, yeah, okay, wow. Oh, yeah, yeah, she ain't listening. She's not listening at all. Just like she's not listening to her children. She's not tuned in at all. You can't tell me she is. Can't. So like her kid with like homework, for example. Doing your kids' fucking homework for them is making it easier for you, Brittany. That's what that's doing. And it's doing him a disservice. It's making it easier for you. And that's all there is to it. Because you don't want to sit down and have that, or you want them out of your way. You just wanted them to go to bed at fucking midnight. So I'll do it. I'll color it for you. I mean, stop it. What the things when you do things for your kids like that, and you don't make them deal with their fucking life and handle their responsibilities, you're doing them a disservice. And you're not setting them up for success. That's your job. That's your job as a parent, to set them up for success. Them being up at 1, 2 in the morning, asking for dinner at fucking 11 o'clock at night. Asking, sick all the fucking time, living in a fucking shithole. I mean, what the fuck are you? I mean, and that's why I say, like when Laura said she doesn't know any better. No, she knows better. She absolutely knows better. If she didn't know any better, she would cam up in that house. Because I've seen people, I've gone into houses, to buy dope or whatever, for whatever reason, okay? And I've seen fucking horrible fucking living conditions. And I've seen people that aren't embarrassed by it at all. Like it's just normal to them. And that's not this. That's not this. She knows. Let's see. Only she is the one who would want to help. Otherwise, she's not serious. Oh yeah, for sure. You can't force it. And you know what? My frustration isn't even with her unwillingness to get clean. That's not even my frustration. My frustration is her parenting and her lying and just the way she sets all these little fucking fires around here and then steps back and says, "Who, me? Who, me?" It's fucking ridiculous. I deal with addicts on a regular basis that I see on a regular basis because they're homeless. They're out on the streets. And I see that they know, because my first conversation with them is, if you ever need resources or if you ever need help, you let me know. When it's your day, you let me know. Or you get a hold of one of us, because we have a crew out there, okay? That's it. I make sure they know, and then I just meet them where they're at. I try to make sure they're being as clean and responsible as possible while they're getting high, you know? That's all I can do. And that's all we can do in this situation. But I, you know, they don't feel the need to lie to me either. They know that I know they're out here flying a sign because they need money for dope. They know that. And they know that the reasons we don't give them money. They know the reason we're out there. You know, we're out there because we care. We're not going to enable it, but we do care. You know, being frustrated with somebody and not caring are not the same thing. You know, this is because I care for all the addicts that shall suffer, especially. I care for them all, because no one should have to suffer. No one should. It's not necessary. There's a way out. You know, it's like the addict that fell into a hole, and the other addict came up to the top of the hole and said, "What happened?" He said, "I fell in this hole." He says, "Hold on. I'll help." And he goes and he hops down in the hole with I'm telling this, I'm fucking this whole story up, but he hops down in the hole with the addict. And the addict says, "Well, now we're both in the fucking hole. He says, "Don't worry, I've been here before. I know the way out." So we know the way out. There's a way out. There's always a way out. That's why usually I'm a hope dealer, but I didn't want to put that on my name today because I was just talking some shit. Let's see. I hope she makes the changes she needs to make. Until then, I won't pretend there aren't any problems. Exactly, Tripper. Exactly. I just can't. I can't. Like I explained, the same reason I won't, pretend that, I understand. A lot of people just keep it to themselves, and I respect that. But as someone who's lived this life, probably twice over from what she's been living, time-wise, I just can't not say anything because I feel like I'm being disingenuous to myself, because I do outreach for addicts, trafficked people, homeless people, and it's just who I am, So I feel like it's just disingenuous, and people want to call me out for speaking what I feel is the truth. Well, that's too bad for you, I guess. True, she cammed up before to show a troll that she got that she got BJ to stand up and almost tipped over. I know, in her moo dress. Yes, thank you, Amber, for the links. That's why they make sidewalks, because the streets ain't for everyone. Bad Wolf comment of the day. Yeah, she could stop a lot of this chaos. What's a great line? I got a lot of good ones, Laura. Stick around and find out. But I also got to say, I was going to say it before and I get sidetracked really easy. So, but I was saying before, it's really hard to go into a chat and not be on a side, because I've gone into a couple chats where they think that, for whatever reason, I ain't welcome. And that's fine. I've done my fuck shit. I get it. I don't fault people for that. But it's really hard to, you can't speak up, but until I started going to Laura's chat. And I stayed away from Laura for a long time because I was warned. There's everybody else tell you what a piece of shit Laura is. All right, well, Laura's chat is the only chat where I go where I don't feel like my opinion will be laughed at or I will be criticized or called out or shamed or embarrassed, or I don't have to pick a side either. So I got to give Laura props for that. I mean, I appreciate that. And she really is, from what I've seen, from what I can see, she seems to be objective and a realist. I think she's a realist like me, like just fucking keep it real, like whatever it is, good or bad, just be real about it. And she doesn't have a problem, because there's plenty of people she doesn't like around here or that she has problems with around here, but she doesn't have a problem saying, look, they're right, they're they ain't wrong about that, and that's just that's the way it should be. But not everybody around here, because everybody around here's got so many ulterior motives and agendas, and they got their own fucking selfish reasons for, aligning with people. That's why I just don't align with people anymore. I don't belong to any fucking channel. I'm not picking sides anymore. I made that mistake. It was bad. I believe that, Laura. I mean, I'm still learning about you. I'm still getting to know you, but from what I've seen so far, I haven't seen any deal breakers. So there's that. Yeah, misunderstood. Oh, did you? Oh, there you go. I'll fix it. Hold on. I misread it. Yeah, I've said some really, really awful things on Brittany's panel, and I was wrong for it. And a lot of people don't like me because of that, and I understand that. That's fine. Yeah, I'm not owed forgiveness. Um, I do hold myself accountable for that. Um, but that doesn't mean I hold myself accountable for myself, because I don't ever, I'll just say, things that I've said, I always thought what I was speaking was the truth. And I spouted off at the mouth and thought what I was saying was true. And it wasn't. That I can't prove that that I was telling the truth. I believed people that I shouldn't have believed. I shouldn't believe anybody ever. I check shit myself now every fucking time. What's your sauce? That's my question. Be the and that's well, anyway, let me finish my thought. But anyway, so I understand that there's a strong dislike for me among some groups or some people. I appreciate the people that have given me a chance, that have listened to what I have to say or tried to maybe understand a little bit, and I appreciate that. And they give me a chance, and they're respectful to me. That's all I can ask for. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't expect people to understand. I don't expect that at all. All I can do is be better, and that's what it being. And it's such a latent, especially now that reality says it all the time. Be the change you want to be. It's the fucking truth, because you know what? The best thing that I can do for fellow addicts is be an example, a good example. Excuse me. Be a good example. You know, because when people see other addicts, it gives it. I just try to put hope out there. There's always hope. There's always hope until you're dead. Then there's no more hope. So don't let that shit happen. Don't let that shit happen. And I'm just afraid that's going to happen with Brittany, like on a live stream, or there's going to be a fucking gun accident, or there's going to be a car accident. The fucking possibilities are endless. The possibilities are endless. And then we'll have to, then I can talk about how my daughter is the one who found her father dead of an overdose in her bed, because he stayed at her house for a week and she was gone. She came home and he was dead in her bed. And see what that does to, well, she was an adult, but see what that does to a child. Changes who they are. She struggles. She struggles. They all do, but her too. And the fact that their dad went on and had a whole new fucking family, kind of like you, Brittany, kind of like you. You think your kids aren't wondering? Because kids will, I'll tell you this is some fucking wisdom right now. Kids will, without a doubt, no matter what happens in a family, kids will, without a doubt, thank you, Crazy and Wicked, thank you. Kids will, without a doubt, find a way to make it their fault. It's what kids do. Kids will always make it their fault. Parents get divorced, it's my fault. Parents run off, it's my fault. I chased them away. Parents die of an overdose. They just didn't love me enough. Kids will always make it their fault. So just remember, you're writing on the slate of your children's whole life right now. This is going to be their story one day when they grow up. This is going to be their story, because so many of us grew up with shitty fucking parents, and parents that didn't give a fuck and cared about themselves more. And that's why so many people are in a fucking tizzy right now. That's the bottom line of it. People now get praised for crap I get. Let's see. God, my smoke keeps going out. Oh, for crap I get bashed about. It's so weird. Or I say something and people talk crap about it and someone else says it and they get praised. I know. And you'll say something. You'll call something out. Like you call, and it's funny because you do say it a lot. I said this song this a lot of time ago. But a lot of time, from what I can tell, it is true. Like you'll say something, but people receive it totally different. It's like they see you through a whole different lens. Like they're not even willing to listen to your words. Like they're not even processing what you're saying. They just know who's saying it and they judge it right off the bat. And, I don't get down like that. I just don't, like, I don't know. Let's see, you want to, okay, so Bad Wolf. Let's see what Bad Wolf is saying. I'm going back through. You want to defend Brittany because those people going after her are no better. I like a good, you know what, Bad Wolf? And that's why I ended up hanging out over at Brittany's to begin with, because I felt bad for her. I like an underdog too. Trust me. I love an underdog. But then, and I'll tell you this, I started hanging out at Brittany's like about a little over a year, well, about a little over a year ago. And I watched her for a while. I just stayed in the bushes and I watched her because everybody was fucking talking about her. Everybody, And I'm like, what the fuck is the big deal? And I never listened to her ever before. Not one single live stream, because she was so fucking slow and bored the fuck out of me. Well, then everybody started going at her. So finally, I went over there to see what the fucking fuss was about. And I got, I've been watching her for a while, and I didn't see any like blatant what she hadn't done. Like while I was there, she hadn't done any fundraisers or played up any, did a whole bunch of dry begging, anything like that. So finally, I'm like, that's when I was like hanging with Sinner and this and that, because he was an underdog too at the time, and well, and so I really, and I hate a bully too. I fucking hate it, But and when I was there, I didn't see um what the big deal, why people were so mad, and people were saying she's a liar, she's a liar. And I, at the time, I couldn't, but I wasn't like, I didn't know her like a year before or 4 years before and all the shit. I didn't do research on her purposely because I just wanted to form my own opinions. So when I was there, I forgot why I even said, oh, the underdog. So yeah, I took up for her. I sure did. And I got on her panel and I fucking, made fun of people and I got shitty and I said stupid shit. I got fully sucked in because it all started out because I like an underdog. And I felt bad that, um, people were piling on her. But then I start, and I even had a good friend of mine. I have one good friend that I talk to offline here. And she was even telling me, Carrie, she is fucking wasted. I'm like, how? I don't know, man. I'm thinking maybe she got sleep apnea or some shit. I don't know. Then I saw her on camera nodding out. I was like, hell no. And by the time, I had already backed away pretty good bit. I really wasn't hanging there no more. I was just tired of it. And then I saw her on camera and I'm like, oh, hell no. No. you know, um, yeah. And she sounded so innocent. So I defended her and she was still functioning better at the time too. Um, oh, Bad Wolf, of course they're going to be nice. As long as you're not asking any questions. Have you tried asking a plain out, just innocent question? I'm wondering, because that's always a bad idea. Um, but I didn't know all the history, and it was a bit of a hate bond because I just really was fed up with a lot of other people, and I was grossed out by some shit they did. So I was like, "Fuck them, man!" And then I really thought she was getting a bad shake. I really did. I just said, "My name's Carrie," with a K. Oh no, I've been doxxed, honey. Talk to Queen Bee about that one. Oh, and Moon. She's that one too. Fucking dirty bitches. But anyway, um, but she was functioning better at the time too. She wasn't falling asleep like obviously, and the fucking wheezing and the snoring, and it wasn't like that. Um, so yeah, no, she's too boring. Well, Bad Wolf, you got to make good use of your troll name because you need to get some questions answered for us. Like when's your due date? Oh, I don't know, whatever. You do your thing. But yeah, it's there's a lot of selective amnesia around here, a lot of it, and chasing frustrated the shit out of me. Yesterday it was, we're all completely ridiculous people because we think that this is a horrible fucking idea to have a baby in this condition. We're ridiculous and how do we know? And blah blah blah, and it's like I didn't appreciate the condescension. It was very condescending. Like, we're fucking idiots. How are this many people completely wrong? you know there's then I felt bad for her. She was being dogpiled, but you know what, she's creating her own circumstances at this point. Because I tried telling her, Brittany, I even the last time I went on her panel, I said, you know what, you got to gray rock these motherfuckers. That's the only way to deal with these fucking weirdos. You fucking pretend they don't exist and you go about your business, but that ain't what she wants. She just lies to herself and her subs about what she wants. She says she wants it all to stop. She don't. She don't. Because it makes her feel alive. It gives her money. It's interesting. It's a break from her life. It's an escape from her life. She don't want it to change. She's got it just exactly how she wants it. This is how she wants it, or it wouldn't be this way. Yeah. Yeah, and it was the hate bonding lesson was well learned for me. I will not do that. And it wasn't. I didn't even realize that that's what it was, because I truly did like the people I was hanging with, but it wasn't like people. I could never befriend someone that I absolutely can't stand just because they hate my enemy too. I couldn't do that. It's just not who I am. But we had similar fucking opinions, and that's where I ended up. So, but I've learned. That's why I'm just like, I'm a solo rider now. I'll chat if I'm not unwanted. But a lot of people get offended by my fucking opinions, and so I just stay away. See, can't watch. I tried. It felt like my head was spinning after 10 minutes in her chat. It was wild. I listened to a clip here and there. Zero change happening. Yep, zero change. And nothing changes if nothing changes, you know? That's why, where wait, which thumbnail did I? Oh, yeah, the insanity. It's the insanity thumbnail. Keep doing what you always did. You'll always get what you always got. It's just the way life goes, you know? Um, yeah, trolls and dissenters. And that's what's ridiculous. I mean, I've seen people go in there and ask just completely fucking innocent questions. Blockity block block. You know? Brittany, that's an echo chamber. She knows it. She knows it's an echo chamber. She she knows it. She knows exactly what's going on. She plays the damsel in distress very well, at least to the newbies, you know. She plays dumb very well, and I call it the "who me." That's what I call it. Who me? It's that nobody's. We know the jig is up with a lot of us, and it's frustrating because it's totally insulting to our intelligence, completely. Like every time you lie to us, it's insulting as fuck. And that you wonder why people get worked up. That's why. I'm telling you. Why not try just doing your shit, but not lying? How about that? Oh, because you're still busy covering up old lies and you got a story to maintain. Maybe she'll. Well, Bad Wolf, I doubt it. I doubt it. You can try. But I guarantee that ain't happening. She'll start going into her rant about peen bombers again. And I don't put it past you, Bad Wolf. I don't put it past you at all. uh, but Sammy, I don't know if you're caught up, but if you, I know you said there's someone in your life that needs to hear this, or someone that needs to hear it. If you need any help with resources for yourself, anyone who's dealing with an addict in their life too, there's resources for you. There's help for you. There's um, there's better ways. The best way to you can learn the best ways to support an addict that's using, because there's definitely wrong ways. And one of the wrong ways is just turning a blind eye. You don't have to call things out. You don't even have to call things out. You just have to, when they tell you stories, say, I'm not even buying that, not for 1 second, but it's okay. But just know I'm not buying that shit. So, turn on your charm, huh, Bad Wolf? Yeah, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. You just can't. So yeah, I agree. Sandwich, take one for the community and just end it all. Release, release the mod chats. I don't know if Sandwich even, well, she has her own, I'm sure, but from what I hear, the mods are pretty well compartmentalized over there, you know. And that's another thing about Brit is she's a control freak. You know, don't be mistaken. She's a serious control freak. And there's Sammy, there's links in my description. You can either get a hold of me if you have any questions, or there are links in my description. So just so you know. But yeah, awareness helps. And you know what? This is the place. I mean, I really want to make this place just a place for, you know, where we can. I'm not going to make it like an awareness, addiction, whatever channel, but that's a lot of what I want to do here, because there's a lot of people out there who need a place where they can go and talk about actual issues, people that want solutions, you know, or how to deal with it themselves, or they just want to vent, or they want to know that they're not alone when they're triggered by this fucking bullshit, you know, like when they're pissed about some bullshit that happens, and they want, you know, so that's what I mean. I really want to do that with this channel. And then I want to do fun shit too, like reviewing fucking care and body cams and shit like that, you know. But I have to get a new computer. If anyone has any info on deals for laptops, like any way to, you know, beyond common sense shit, let me know. Holler at your girl. Because I can't, for those who don't know, I can't even share my screen with my current laptop because it just bogs it down too much. So we tried that once, me, Laura, and UA, and it was kind of a little bit of a disaster. So anyway, so yeah, I I never know how I'm gonna feel. I'm not gonna lie and say I'll try to go live more often. I'll be live when I can. I don't feel good a lot of the time, so I'll just chat with people. But like I said, anybody needs some kind of resources or um, advice, if you value my opinions on anything, just reach out. I'm here. Best way is email, my Proton mail. It's at just Irish at proton.me. Some also probably need help with rehabs. They just don't know how, who, and they feel uncomfortable to ask. Yes, a lot of people do. And, you know, I've done that for a few of my friends, you know, when, you know, I feel humbled when someone comes to me and asks me to help them get into a rehab or get into a detox. I feel humbled by that. And I feel blessed when that happens, that someone trusts me enough, you know, because I'm more than happy to do that. And it's a good feeling, you know. So what are you doing, cat? No, my cat's on me. But yeah, so it's a good feeling, and be honestly, I do work with addicts and homeless people because it helps keep me sober. You know, it's what it's I can't pour from an empty cup. You know, so I have to. Sorry, my cat's poking me. I have to do my work too, do my community or yeah, do my community work when I can, and 12-step work. So here's a fun fact. I wrote Laura the sweetest email she's ever received. I meant what I said. I'm telling you, sweet and nice. Oh, you're sweet and nice when you want to be. I'm sure you are, Bad Wolf. But I've known some real fucking demons, though, that could be sweet too. That's how they get away with being demons. Is that the case? My husband was like that. He had charisma, boy. And he was a heavy machine operator too, Bad Wolf. He used a backhoe for most of his career and knocked down buildings. He did demolition. So, but yeah, that's how really bad people rope you in if they're charismatic, and then by the time you realize they're shit human beings, you're all the way invested. Yep, you will see me around. Um, yeah, good stuff. I got it off my chest. I feel a little lighter. Thank you guys for being here. I'm gonna let you go because my ass is falling asleep. But I appreciate all of you. I hope you all have a good night. I will try to open up Chat Avenue a little more often so we can air our grievances a little more often. Thank you, Amber, for being here and helping out with the links. And take care, everybody. I will see you. Be good.